Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I rise today with deep sense of honor and gratitude to join my fellow members in thanking our President for his thoughtful and stirring address to open his 15th Parliament. His words were not only a reflection of the past 6 decades, but also a challenge for us to rise to the journey ahead. The President reminded us that Singapore's story began with importable beginning. No natural resources, no hinterland, no credible military to defend ourselves. Yet with unity and sacrifice, we built a nation that is secure and prosperous. He reminded us that while the world is turbulent and the seas are rough, we cannot command the tides, but neither are we a vessel adrift. As I listened, I could not but help and reflect how the values of unity, resilience, trust have shaped my own journey, my own advocacy, and the cause I stand for in this House. I'm forever grateful to PM Wong for reminding us in his speech yesterday that a we-first society is one that values solidarity, even as we recognize our difference. His words resonate deeply with me, for in my own journey into politics is rooted in a simple belief: when I live and when we leave others, we all rise together. Mr. Speaker, before 2003, politics and grassroots works were far from my mind. I just left my role as an auditor, fully occupied with business. Life was busy. To be frank, it was comfortable. One day, quite by chance, a business contact around my age invited me to an MPS session over in Fengshan. Out of curiosity, I accepted the invitation, thinking that it would be just an ordinary evening, a bit of letter writing, observing how MPs and how the volunteers help the residents. But that evening changed my life. I remember my very first case, seated next to the interviewer with my hands on the computer, all ready to type. An elderly woman walked in, distraught, sad. She spoke only in Hokkien, and for some reason clenched ever so tightly to my hand, thought I was her last hope. Her son failed to be enlisted to NS. She was struggling to deal with the consequences of that decision, of the mistake, on top of pressing financial difficulties. I can still recall the look in her eyes, worry mixed with shame, a deep sense of desperation, and hope that someone might just listen and help her for this burden she cannot carry alone anymore. That itself was my turning point. I realized that I had a heart for service, which I never knew that existed. And so, week after week, I returned to serve. It became a calling. The problems were not always easy to solve. Some petitions succeed, others did not. But every story, every one of them matters to me. Each resident reminds me service is not about recognition, but about presence. It's not about being served, but about serving. The elderly woman, in her quiet way, became my first teacher in politics. She taught me more in one evening about the dignity of service than any other textbook or boardroom ever could. Along the way, I was blessed with mentors who not only shaped my journey, but also shaped the person I have become. One of them was my former Transport Minister, MP for Fengshan, Mr. Raymond Lim. He showed me that leadership can be calm, rational, and humble. Despite his position, he always treated the residents and volunteers as equal, never gave the impression that he's above them all. I remember sitting next to him at MPS. Residents would pour out their troubles. Some came in angry, very angry, some confused, some in tears, and he listened, always with patience, always with respect, never raising his voice, never hurry them along. He gave them dignity and his time. From him, I learned true leadership is not about titles, but about service. It's about lifting others so that they all can stand tall together. I was blessed with family support, my parents, in the practical way. If you chose this path, just do it, don't complain. My mother urged me to sign up for party membership, reminding me that Singapore had given our family much, and it was only right to give back when the country asked for it. My husband, quiet, steadfast, shoulder more of the caregiving duties at home so that I can give my time to serving others. My daughter, in her innocence, just say, "Mom, just do what you can to help others." Their support carried me and carry me still, because behind every volunteer, every MP, every minister, there is a family. They make it possible for us to serve. For that, I remain deeply grateful to mine for the love, support, and encouragement they have given me unconditionally. People ask why you keep going back week after week for more than 20 years. My answer is always the same. It's the residents, it's the people. Each story, each struggle, each glimmer of hope remind me why service matters. I remember sometime in May this year, a mother walked into my MPS, completely overwhelmed. She was caring for elderly parents, raising her special needs daughters and 3 others. She was exhausted, anxious, desperate, close to despair. That evening, together with my volunteers, we found her a simple solution among a lot of other things, a rental flat, to ease her immediate burden. So what mattered more was not just the rental unit. What mattered was that she left knowing that she's not alone. She has a whole team of us behind her. Months later, she came back to me, gave me a handmade flower, and that itself touches me deeply. This gesture of gratitude will stay with me far longer than any appointment or anything or any title would ever bring. Encounters like this remind me that politics is never an abstract. It's not about paper pushing or making grand speeches. It's about people, real lives, real struggles. And when we say, "we first, not me," this is what it looks like if everyone practiced. Since the last GE in May, I had the privilege of joining my team at more than 140 events. Among all of them all, one woman stayed deeply with me. It's my very first NDP as an MP. Standing at the Padang among the thousands of fellow Singaporeans, I was deeply moved by the sight of our people gathering as one. In that moment, the weight of this office truly struck me. I felt the echoes of our beginnings, the unity, the sacrifice that built our nation, the solemn duty that we now have to carry to keep Singapore strong, united, moving forward. The voice of that crowd might rose beyond not just celebration. They were testimonial to resilience, the resilience of the people who refused to give up, who believed we could build something out of nothing. In that same spirit, Mr. Speaker, is what I see every week at our Meet the People session. Ordinary Singapore showing extraordinary courage and strength. Volunteers staying late in the night, helping, doing their best to help strangers. Neighbors, looking out for neighbors. That, to me, is a Singapore spirit at the very best. I often remind my volunteers, this work is never about us. It's about the lives we touch, about the people. So I make a point to share with them, train them, build them, be with them, so that we can serve, and all of them can serve with confidence. Because when I leave one, I leave the whole team, and together we grow stronger. Mr. Speaker, allow me to share what I will champion in this House. Caregiving is both beautiful and brutal. I've met mothers in their 80s caring for the adult children with special needs. I've met sandwich class parents torn between aging parents and the young children in need. One mother told me, and totally agree, I'm always running, but never arriving. Even in my own life, I witnessed the quiet strength of caregiving networks. Neighbors who notice those who are living alone alert my team, step in to watch over one another, often offer simple acts of kindness without hesitation. I've seen parents entrusted their children to neighbors during renovation. In my own experience, I was very, very late. My neighbor helped me to pick up my daughter and helped me to feed her before I come home. These small but selfless gestures freely given, reciprocated are the essence of neighborly spirit, remind me that a true community is built not on grand words, but an everyday act of care. Love alone is not enough. Families also need acknowledgement, knowledge, and also support. I hope we can prepare families through pre-caregiving education so they don't stumble blindly into the stage when the time comes. Provide pathways for post-caregiving integration so that those who step away from their work to care for their loved ones can reintegrate and come back to the society. Let us strengthen our community networks so that no caregivers will ever feel abandoned or walk the journey alone. Mr. Speaker, in the same bond of solidarity is also what sustains us women. I will speak for women. Like many Singapore women, I wear many hats. I'm a daughter, wife, mother, employer, volunteer. Juggling is constant. Sometimes we lose ourselves in the intensity. Menopause, mental fatigue, caregiving stress. These are real, but very often dismissed or misunderstood. I've seen it, and I've lived in it. And that's why I started Healthy Woman, Healthy Family program together with Dr. Ang Seng Bin and community partners in 2022. Because when women are well, families thrive. And when families thrive, nation stands firm. In this house, I will champion these policies that recognize women's role and provide holistic support. More accessible childcare, workplace, mental wellness, and resource. That's not an afterthought, but our foundation of what we're going to do. Just as we must support women in balancing their many responsibilities, we too must honor our seniors who carry their responsibilities for a lifetime. They're not just merely dependents, but wisdom keepers whose experience continue to hold great value. I recall meeting a resident who told me that he once served as a GM of a company, and now in his 60s, living alone, he struggled to find permanent work. Despite a lifetime of leadership and knowledge, he can only secure low-level jobs like security job. Stories like this remind us that the skills and wisdom of our seniors are often undervalued, even as they still have so much to contribute. I also recall attending a wake of an elderly man. The two of them, the man and his sister, lived together in all their lives, unmarried. When she passed on, he was suddenly adrift and alone. I connected him with support, encouraged him to come forth, volunteer, join our network. Over time, I began to see light coming into his eyes again, a glimmer of hope. Or another time, I also sat with a senior at a wake while he waited for a companion to arrive. All we did was just to keep him company. To him, that simple act matters greatly. These encounters remind me what our seniors often need is not grand gestures, but dignity, presence, and inclusive. Dignity in an old age is not a luxury, it is a necessity. And I will champion a Singapore where every senior can live with dignity, contribute with pride, age with confidence, with dignity. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I will also champion for the cause of SME. For more than 2 decades, I've walked the journey of the SME myself, balancing payroll, coping with rising costs, navigating layers of compliance, carrying the weight of employees who depend on me for their livelihood. I've seen business owners who are my friends quietly sacrifice their family holidays, forgo their salaries, dip into their savings just to make sure the employees are paid. These stories rarely make the headline, but they are quiet sacrifice that keep Singapore economy and communities going. This is why I'll continue to press on for a clearer, more accessible form of support for SME. Support should not come hidden behind expensive costs or weighed down by red tape. What business needs are practical tools, affordable digitalization, fair insurance that allow older workers to be hired with confidence, genuine partnership that nurture homegrown talents. Our SME are not small. They are strong, strong in heart, strong in resilience, and strong in their contribution to the nation. Mr. Speaker, I may be new to this House, but I'm not new to service. For more than 20 years, I have sat with residents at their lowest point, trained volunteers to serve better, build teams that believe in we, not me. I see myself as a tiger mom, not a bear mom, protective of every life entrusted to me, whether within my family or in the community I serve. Just I would never compromise on my child's well-being. I will never compromise on protecting our heritage, our culture, our racial harmony that bind us all together. Service to me is never a sacrifice. It is a joy. I want Singapore and my constituents to know that I love what I do. I enjoy what I do. They can come to me, and my team and I will be there for you. My promise is simple. I will stand with you. I'll speak for the voiceless. I'll champion for the caregivers, the women, the seniors, and small business. In doing so, I hope to play my part in building the We First society that PM Wong has called us forward. One day where every Singaporean can be the best version of ourselves, and you are never left to walk alone. Mr. Speaker, as I take my seat in this House, I do so with full awareness of the responsibility entrusted to me. I may be new, but I bring with me the life experience of many Singaporeans. I look forward to work aside with all members of this House to build a more compassionate, more cohesive, more courageous, and more lovable Singapore. One that remains true to our values, confident in our future, and united as one people. In Chinese, please. 议长先生，新加坡的种族、宗教、和谐、家庭与社会之间互相信任和尊重，是60年来人民行动党、人民和宗教团体共同努力的结果。前辈们将这种精神传承至今，我们要将其发扬光大，将这些重要的价值观代代相传。只有培养强大的家，还有充满爱的社会，我们才能真正实现新加坡100的目标。我目前是亚龙士乃议员，亚龙士乃一个是充满活力、拥有丰富的故事、传统历史的家园。在这里，人们拥有强烈的钢绑精神，彼此守望相助，互相照顾。这就是我们新加坡钢绑精神，也是我们新加坡继续向前进的重要的动力。议长先生，在这144天里，我感同身受。我记得有一位居民遇到了这个住房和经济的困难，前来寻求我的帮助。起初，他只是告诉我他先生失业了，家里的经济来源也断了，一家6口寄人篱下，没有自己的家。原本的购房计划也因为她的丈夫失业了，被迫放弃。当我了解她的生活环境状况后，我们就帮她申请到这个祖屋租赁。孩子的教育问题也受到妥善的安排。我们还联系了不同的种族团体，大家毫无保留地伸出援手，不分种族的给出帮忙。因为在亚龙士乃，我那里有很多不同的种族的temples and clans。这些
Ms. Pang, you have about a minute left.
这些努力大大改善了他们的生活。现在这个妇女很感激，每次看到我们都说声谢谢。这就是我所要说的 我们的力量，因为我们基层领袖见了她，帮了她，我们还帮她了解情况，解决她问题，还有宗教全部一起来帮忙。那议长先生，这个是我要的新加坡精神，也是我们国家的信仰中的不分种族、语言、宗教，团结一致，要建设一个公平、平等的民主社会，并为实现国家之幸福、繁荣之进步共同努力的精神。身为亚龙士乃的议员，将来日子里我会努力的为你们服务，然后在社区里建筑 基础建设，还有身心健康方面的支撑，发展亚龙血奶的传统历史。我会尽力帮忙你们解决你们生活中的问题，我会找到最确当的方法，我会了解你们情况。我只可以说，无论什么时候有事来找我，不懂可以来问问我，大事小事还有我。Mr. Speaker, I support the motion.